If you lived in the Saw universe where there was this completely insane old man that was dying of cancer that they called the Jigsaw Killer because he likes to put people in very elaborate and horrifying traps for absolutely unreasonable reasons, and you happen to fall into one of his traps, which of his traps would you actually be able to beat? So in Saw 2, we start off with Michael, that's a snitch. He's like an informant, and Jigsaw does not. he does not fuck with that shit. Like, Jigsaw's philosophy is, snitches get stitches. Or in this case, snitches get a key shoved behind their fucking eye that if they don't get out within a certain amount of time, this contraption with nails on both ends is gonna close up and fuck your whole face up. So like, hurry up and get it out, bitch. So that's what Michael does. Like, he tries to get the key out of his eye, and I mean, he's really fucking trying. Like, he's trying to get in there, but it's like, it's not easy. His body just doesn't let him fucking shove a scalpel in his eyeball to get a key that's behind his eye. That shit hurts. And then on top of that, like, he woke up with the key already being behind his eye for like a while. So that shit's tender and sore, and like, it just hurts even fucking more to try to get out. So then of course he's not able to beat the trap, and then the contraption closes and like kills the fuck out of him. And I don't even blame him, to be honest. Like, I don't think I could have beaten that shit either. It's not easy to be able to override your fucking brain telling you not to shove a scalpel inside your fucking eyeball to get a key that's behind your eye socket. Like, it's not easy to do that shit. Most people are not gonna be able to do that. It takes a very special type of person to be able to override that pain, and it's not most of us. So I will say this trap is unbeatable. Then we cut to Mark Wahlberg, aka Detective Matthews, and Matthews is going to arrest Jigsaw, and then when he gets to Jigsaw, he's like very smug about getting him. He's like, I got you son of a bitch. You make me sick. Boys, bring him in. And then Jigsaw's like, actually, calm the fuck down, Mark. You're not gonna do shit, bitch. You're not gonna want to bring me in until you go and check what's in that room. So when Matthews goes and checks, he sees some monitors inside that room, and inside the monitors, he sees his son that's in some random ass room with like a bunch of people, and then he goes back to Jigsaw. He's like, hey, what the fuck is this? And then Jigsaw's like, that's actually so fucking funny that you asked, because you're gonna have to figure that out. And oh, by the way, you have like about 2 hours before the poisonous gas in that room fills up, causing him to bleed out of his eyes, ears, mouth, butthole, and penis. Like, it's gonna suck, so you're gonna want to hurry up. So then we see that his son is in this room with a bunch of random ass people, and everybody's like confused and kind of feeling shitty and like wondering what the fuck is going on, because everybody just randomly woke up there. And then while everybody's trying to figure out what the fuck is happening, the junkie girl from the first movie wakes up, and then she's like, oh my god, no, oh my god, where are we? And then some guy's like, I don't know, like, we kind of all just woke up here. And then she's like, fuck, no, this is not good. And then everybody's even more confused, because then she's like freaking the fuck out while she's looking for shit around the room. And while she's looking around the room, she goes to where these bricks are all together, and then she starts removing the bricks, and behind those bricks is a tape. And then when she finds the tape, she's like, fuck. And then the guy's like, what the fuck? What's going on? What is that? And then she's like, everything you need to know. And like, immediately I'm gonna be like, okay, she's clearly part of this. She just woke up, and then she starts to look for shit around the room and finds the first clue immediately. Yeah, that's sketchy as fuck. But whatever, she plays the tape, and the Jigsaw starts to say like, all right, you guys have 2 hours to be able to find the antidote to the poison that's killing you guys. And like, if you don't find it, you're all gonna die like a shitty death. So I suggest you guys get to it. Also, the first antidote is actually in that safe right there. And by the way, you all possess the numbers to the combination. So think really hard, because the numbers are in the back of your mind. And the clues to the order of that combination is over the rainbow. And also, you're all gonna have to figure out why you're all here. So remember that. Oh, by the way, X marks the spot on that first clue. So look for that shit. And like, okay, it's pretty clear that they have to work together to be able to survive, right? Like, this motherfucker just said that shit. But then they find the key that says, do not try to use this key on the door to this room. So then what do you think happens? The fucking gym bro's like, man, fuck this shit. I don't even need to listen to this note. And then the fucking other idiot is like, yeah, we don't even have to listen to this note. So then the second idiot, the one that's like, yeah, we don't even have to listen to the note. That fucking dumbass, he puts his stupid ass eye in the peephole, turns the key, and then gets popped in his stupid ass face by the gun that's behind the door. Like, he died because he's a fucking idiot. The note said, do not use this key on the door, so don't use the key on the door. You still don't know what the fuck is happening. And that girl that was freaking out was saying like, don't open that shit, don't do that shit. And she seems to know what was going on more than everybody else. So like, it would be smart to listen to what she has to say. So yeah, that trap was beatable. So after he gets shot in the face, everybody looks at the junkie and is like, what the fuck is going on? And she's like, it's a game. And then the guy's like, what do you mean it's a game? And she's like, he's testing us. And then he's like, what the fuck are you talking about, bitch? And she's like, Jigsaw. And then another girl's like, oh, I know who he is. He's a serial killer. And then she's like, no, he's not a serial killer. He wants us to survive, but we have to fucking follow the rules. And then the guy's like, how the fuck do you know this shit? And she's like, because I've played before. I was in one of his traps and like, I survived, and he doesn't want to kill us. He wants us to beat the game, but we just have to follow the rules. And like, after she explains all that, I'm gonna listen to every single thing that she has to say. She clearly knows way more than I do, so I'm gonna follow her lead. Then we cut back to Matthews, and all Matthews has to do is listen to what Jigsaw has to say. Simple, right? Apparently fucking not, and you'll see why. Then we cut back to the house where everybody's at, and they're re-listening to the tape, and while they're re-listening to the tape, the door to the room opens up, so they go outside and they look for more clues, and they find a baseball bat and they find a flashlight, which is good shit that they could use if they work together. Which is what this guy was saying. He's like, yo, I think we should work together and come up with a plan. But the gym bro's like, no, you guys could go and make a plan, but I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Which, dumbass, that's how the fuck you get out of here, working together. Then we cut back to Jigsaw and Matthews, and Jigsaw tells Matthews, all you have to do to find your son safe and sound is sit here and talk to me, and I promise you, you'll find him. Then we cut back to the house, and the gym bro's trying to like break the door open, and of course it doesn't work. Fucking duh. So then Addison is like, are you done? You fucking idiot. That's not gonna work, dumbass. And then the gym bro's like, shut the fuck up, bitch. And then like they start to argue and shit. And then Jonas, the one that keeps saying like, yo guys, I think we should work together to get the fuck out of here. He steps in and he's like, wait, 3 of us have already been in jail. Like, isn't that like a clue? Like, I think we should work together, put our heads together to figure out what the fuck he was saying. Like, the tape was saying, yo, the answers are in the back of your minds. Like, we should figure that out. But like, literally nobody's fucking listening to him. And while he's saying that, Laura finds another door that opens up, and then she's like, hey guys, we should check this out. And then they don't talk about the clues anymore. But whatever, the door that Laura opens is the door that goes to the basement where they find the next tape. And the tape says, yo, Bobby, you've burned a lot of people with your lies and your deceits, and like, that's not cool at all. But what is cool is that you kidnapped all these people for me, which I fuck with that. So just for that, I have 2 antidotes that's inside what it's clearly a fucking oven. One of those antidotes is for you, and then the other one is for whoever you want. But one of those antidotes comes at a price, and something with the devil and burning. So like, it's clearly an oven. It's clearly an oven. So then everybody's like, yo, Bobby, since you're the one that kidnapped us here, you have to go inside and get those antidotes. And he's like, fine. So he goes inside the oven, he grabs the first antidote, whatever, no problem. But then when he grabs the second one, he pulls on it, and then the door to the oven closes, and then the oven starts to do its oven shit and catch fire inside. And then when that happens, he starts to freak the fuck out, which is like valid because he's like about to burn alive, which he does. He burns alive and dies. But like, to me, this trap was totally beatable. Like, the tape literally says shit about burning people, talks about fire, talks about the devil, and it's clearly an oven. Are you fucking stupid? Put the clues together. Like, clearly you're gonna burn alive if you go inside that oven. So like, instead of just shoving your whole body inside to begin with, see what other things you could do. Maybe break the glass that was on the other side of that oven. That could have worked, and maybe you would have survived if you would have done that. So yeah, in my opinion, this trap was completely beatable. Then we see the gym bro opening a door to another room, which is actually for him, for Xavier. And the tape says, yo, Xavier, you're a drug dealer piece of shit, and you've ruined a lot of people's lives. So the key to the safe that has the antidote is inside this pit of needles, so you have to go inside and like look for that shit. And I knew that the gym bro was gonna be a problem to begin with. Like, he was pissing me the fuck off from the beginning. But once he threw Amanda inside that pit of needles, I was like, yeah, this motherfucker has to die. But whatever, once he threw her inside the pit, she was already in there, so she's like, might as well look for the key. So she finds the key, and she gives the key to the gym bro, but the gym bro is not able to open the safe in time, and then it locks forever. But like, that trap was completely beatable, and like, he didn't even have to throw Amanda inside that pit. Nobody had to go inside that pit. They have a baseball bat with nails attached to the end of it. They could have used it as a shovel, and then find the key, and then once they find the key, they can grab somebody's leg so that they can reach for the key, grab the key, open the safe, and beat the trap. So yeah, this trap was totally beatable, and very easy too. Then we come back to Matthews, and it turns out that Jigsaw is doing that to Matthews because Matthews planted evidence on all the people that's inside that house right now. Then we come back to the house, and it turns out that the gym bro actually figured out one of the clues of the numbers being behind the mind. Like, the numbers are literally behind people's necks. And you would think that him finding these clues would actually make him more useful, and he could go to everybody and be like, yo, remember how he said that the clues are behind our minds? Yeah, the numbers are literally behind our necks. So let's try to figure out what the order of the numbers is so that we can open that safe and get some of the antidotes. No, he doesn't do that shit. Because then when Jonas goes inside the room and tells the gym bro, like, bro, you cannot be throwing people inside fucking pits. Like, we have to work together if we want to get out. But instead of the gym bro saying like, yeah, you're right, I shouldn't be doing that shit, that's kind of fucking crazy, and actually I found the clue and the numbers are actually behind our necks. No, he just tells Jonas, turn around, and Jonas is like what the fuck are you talking about? And then he pulls out a knife and he's like, I said turn around. So then of course Jonas is gonna try to defend himself, and then he tries to get the knife from the gym bro, and then they start to fight. But then the gym bro kills the fuck out of Jonas, and then he gets the next numbers from behind Jonas's necks. So now he's looking around the house for people so that he can see the numbers behind people's necks. But again, instead of telling people like, yo, I found the numbers, it's behind our necks, no, he's just like chasing people around the house with a knife saying like, turn around, turn around. And of course you're gonna try to run away from him because he's scary as fuck. While that's happening, Matthews is beating the fuck out of Jigsaw, and then he's like, yo, tell me where he is, tell me where he is. And then Jigsaw's like obviously not budging. Then we see Addison go inside a room where she actually finds another antidote inside this glass box. So then she shoves her hands inside the glass box without even inspecting it, not even like a fucking little bit. She just shoves her hands right in, and the box is designed designed in the way that if you put your hands in, you're not gonna be able to get it out because the blades are gonna fuck you up and you're gonna bleed out and die. And that's what happens. She shoves her hands in and then she gets stuck. And while that's happening, the gym bro walks inside the room all menacingly, and then we think he's gonna kill her. Like, I think he was gonna fuck her up. But no, he just like looks behind her neck and then walks out of the room. And she's like, you fucking asshole. And yeah, he is a fucking asshole for sure. But there is no reason to get stuck in that glass box. Like, absolutely zero reason. Like, it's fucking embarrassing. She could have broken the glass with a baseball bat. She could have stuck the baseball bat inside the contraption and pulled down to break that glass. So the only reason she got stuck in there is because she's fucking stupid. There's no excuse for that. So yeah, in my opinion, this trap is completely beatable. Then we cut back to Matthews fucking up Jigsaw some more, and then Jigsaw's like, fine, I'll go and take you where your son is, but it has to be just you and me. Nobody else can come with us. So then Matthews grabs Jigsaw, puts him inside the car, and then they go and drive to the house. While that's happening, the gym bro is trying to get inside the room where Amanda and Daniel are in. But before the gym bro could get inside the room, Amanda and Daniel find the trap door on the floor, and then they go inside. But then the gym bro sees that shit, and then he goes in the trap door to go after them. At the same time, we see Matthews inside the house looking for his son. Then we cut back to Amanda and Daniel, and then they find another room, and that room is the one from Saw 1 where Gordon and Adam were at. And I guess Gordon never went back for Adam, and Adam never got a hold of that gun because he was dead as fuck. Like, super fucking dead. But whatever. Then Xavier goes inside the room and Amanda's like, Daniel's dead. And then Xavier's like, I do not give a fuck about that shit. I just need the number behind his neck and behind your neck. And then Amanda's like, what about the number behind your neck? I'm not gonna tell you it. And then he slices the back of his neck off, sees the number, and then goes towards Amanda. Which honestly, I hate that motherfucker, but I gotta respect that level of pettiness. Like, he was willing to slice his neck off. So I give that to him. But it turns out that Daniel's not dead, like, at all, because he gets up and then slices Xavier's throat, killing the fuck out of him. So yeah. And if he was just like willing to work together with everybody else, most people in that house would have survived. But he's a fucking idiot and like a very dangerous type of idiot. So I'm glad he's gone. Then we find out that everything that happened in that house already happened. Like, it was all a recording. And it turns out that Daniel was in the original location where Matthews went to go arrest Jigsaw. So if Matthews would have just listened to Jigsaw and just stayed there and talked to him like Jigsaw told him, he would have just found his son right then and there. But no, now he's in Jigsaw's trap. Or should I say Amanda's trap. Yeah, it turns out that she was working with Jigsaw the whole time, which was so fucking obvious from the beginning. Like, once she woke up and immediately found the tape, I'm like, yeah, this bitch is working with him. And as for Matthews, that trap was totally beatable. All he had to do was listen to Jigsaw and he would not be in that position. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please give a like and subscribe if you haven't. Have a good night, good time, good life.